Hi guys, in 6.5 we'll be learning how to draw three-dimensional figures, and we are also going to learn some key concepts about three-dimensional figures. So the first thing we need to know is that three-dimensional figures have faces. Okay, this green shaded part is called the face. Okay, this is also a face, this is a face, this top is the face. Faces, edges are the lines basically, right? That's the edge. This is the edge. Okay, and vertices are where two or more points meet. Okay, so an edge is called, by definition, a face is called a flat surface. An edge is where two faces meet, and a vertex is where three or more edges meet. So please go ahead and write that down in your notes. Okay, a face is a flat surface, an edge is where two faces meet, and a vertex is where three or more edges meet. Okay? So, example 1, we have to learn how to draw a rectangular box. It says use isometric dot paper, but that might not be available, so just try your best. Generally, it's not really important as long as you guys kind of get the concept of it. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about drawing a rectangular box. Okay. Usually how you'll do it is first, step 1 says lightly draw the edges of the bottom of face. It will look like a parallelogram. Okay, so that means this base, you're going to lightly draw the edges. Okay, and lightly draw the vertical line segments from the vertices of the base. So we draw the vertices. Okay, and then draw the top face connecting the vertical lines. Okay, so everything has to be kind of on an angle. Okay, so that first one has to be kind of on an angle. Then you bring it up. Then you connect them. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, it's not how good it is as long as you know kind of how to do it. The main thing I think for this chapter is you really gotta know the different terms. So please make sure you guys write down the vocabulary words. Now, perspective is a technique used to make drawings of three-dimensional objects appear to have depth or distance. In one-point perspective drawings, there is one vanishing point. Okay, so you need to write these definitions down. A perspective is a technique used to make drawings of three-dimensional objects appear to have depth and distance. This is another thing you have to write down. One-point perspective, there's only one vanishing point. So here's our 3D object, right? And if you look at it at a certain perspective, there's going to be a vanishing point. Okay, just think about like you can't see it. Okay, if you're looking this way, it's a vanishing point. Okay, so if it's a one-point perspective, it only has one vanishing point. So now we're gonna learn how to sketch a one-point perspective drawing. So first you have to draw the face of a rectangle. Okay, and then it says label them A, B, C, D. So they got labeled A, B, C, D. And then it says mark a vanishing point V somewhere above your rectangle. It doesn't really matter where, but it has to be above your rectangle. So I'm gonna put it right there, like the drawing. And then you draw a dashed line to each vertice. Now you'll realize that the line for A and C are gonna be the same line because they overlap. Okay. Now the next point is that you are going to draw a smaller rectangle. So if you look here, and I'll try my best to do this, and draw a smaller rectangle in the back. Okay. And now what's going to happen is if I connect those two squares, I'm going to get a smaller rectangle in the back. You guys kind of see that? So I connected the black line to the blue. I connected the black square with the blue square, and I connected it with the red lines. Okay. And then what you would do is if you would erase, for instance, these lines, you would end up with something that looks like that. Okay. Now another thing we need to know is you can draw a figure in a 2-point perspective by using two vanishing lines and a horizontal line. Okay, so, or two vanishing points. So we have one vanishing point here, we have another vanishing point here, and we have our horizontal line right here. Okay, and then that's called a 2-point perspective. We can see two different sides, right? We see this side and this side, right? So there's two different sides. So lastly, we're going to learn how to draw a 2-point perspective. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to try your best. Okay. So first you have to draw a vertical line segment. So you're going to first draw one vertical line segment. I'm going to use the one they gave us. Okay. I want you guys to try drawing this and the other one as well in your assignment books or in your notebooks. Okay. Secondly, after we draw the vertical line AD, we're going to draw a horizontal line above it. So I'm going to copy them, draw the same vertical line, label it. So it says label it VW. It's already labeled for me here. And now it says draw a dashed line from AV. So AV, AW, so over here, DV, and DW. Okay. Now it says label points C on DV. So on DV, I'll do it in blue. We have to label this, and that's going to be C. And E on DW. So on E on DW. And then it says draw vertical line segments through C and E. Okay. And so here's a vertical line segment, and here's another vertical line segment. And now it says to draw a line segment through EV and CW. So EV is all the way over here, and CW is all the way over there. You guys see that? So I drew it from E to V and from C to W. So let me repeat what we did. So we drew this line first, then we drew these dotted lines, and then we drew, and then we also drew this, right? Then I drew C and E somewhere on those dotted lines, and I drew a vertical line down. And then I drew a line from E to V and a line from C to W. Okay, make sure you slow this down and stop it as you need it. And if you guys notice here, if I darken the lines between the box, we have a 2-point perspective box. And then what they tell us, and what I can't really do on mine, is if we erase, if it lets me erase, it won't let me erase, guys. So if we erase, if you erase the rest of it, it'll come out to look like this. Alright? So try drawing a couple of those. Maybe draw like 2 or 3 of each. Make sure you feel comfortable with knowing how to draw it. And then we'll work on the homework tomorrow. Alright? See you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Oh, don't forget to do your exit slip. Please do not forget exit slip.